talk to you guys about texting and driving. Have you guys ever drove down the road and the car in front of you or the car next to you is either going sideways or driving slow or stops and it's the light's green? I've had that problem. I think a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I were driving to, I don't know, I guess going to eat or somewhere. And this lady lives on my street, some reason or another. Well, we were driving down Courage. Didn't say nothing, just kept to myself. We turned on to Granite, and driving, and then all of a sudden I see her, she bumps her tires against the curb. I tell her husband, I says, stand at least 2 feet back because I don't know if this lady's drunk, I don't know, who knows what she's doing. So she makes a right on Tremere, we make a right on Tremere, and we stayed on the right side, and she was on the left side. Driving, and all of a sudden I see her coming this way, and he's honking his horn at her, and I see her, but I look, and she's texting. I'm like, really? Because at first, my first initial thought was that she was drunk, especially because she was coming into our lane and just doing all this and that. I said, no, this is not good. So we honk at her, and she quickly puts her phone away, and then she gets into the turning lane. And I told him, I said, we need to really either call the cops or you need to honk the horn or tell her, hey, you're texting, you need to quit. I was reading online, and as I'm giving my speech, about 13.5 million drivers have their cell phones in their hand, or either they're driving and they have their cell phone, or they're driving somewhere and they're texting. According to the driving facts, about 95% people say that texting and driving is unacceptable. About 21% of them admit that they do text and drive. Whether it's a K or LOL or LMOA, that's still considered texting. Those 2 to 3 seconds that you take your eyes off the road, you're either gonna bump somebody, you're gonna injure yourself, injure somebody around you, or you're gonna die. 14% of those people, 37 of those people are 18 to 27 years old, and they do admit that they do text and drive. 14% of those, 28 to 44-year-olds, and 2%, 45 to 60, admit to texting and driving. So you know that the average, there is a difference between 18 to 27 and the 24 through the 60s. 75% of those are teenagers, and those are the ones that have the highest population of having cell phones. 8% of those teenagers are texting, and probably that 1% either hits a pedestrian, hit, a child that's, playing in the street, or even a car. And 10% of those end up in your lane. So we have to be very cautious when we're driving and watching for others, because obviously the others don't watch for us. According to the Government of Technology, 41 states outlawed the driving while texting. 6 states addressed their limitations on the issue. 3 states are not even acknowledging the fact that texting and driving is not good. Texas prohibits only 18 and younger, and 18 years and younger, and bus drivers from using their cell phone. So I guess if the bus drivers are using their cell phone, of course they get it today. There are 3 psychological distractions while texting and driving. The first one is visually taking your eyes off the road. Second is manual, when drivers take hands off the wheel. And third is cognitive, which lacks of mental awareness. Unfortunately, the rate is expected to grow about 4% each year. About 60,000 deaths, which is 18 deaths a day, and 500,000 of injuries are due to texting and driving. So, just be cautious when you're driving out there, because really, texting and driving is the number 1 leading cause of death,